Last time on Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. What? The revelations! Hey guys, Raiden here, and welcome back to Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. Last time we just got back to the courtroom, and we have a lot of interesting things waiting for us, and I have a feeling Miss Alita is going to end up being guilty at the end of the day. So let's start pressing her since we didn't ask her anything. That was the day of the murder, correct?
Yes, everyone in the family received their checkup results that day. When Walkie looked at his face, When Walkie looked at his face went so pale.
But of course, he had just found out he had a bullet in his chest. So you were there at the time?
Yes. Poor Walkie.
Yeah, poor him. Bet it's all your fault, too. Hold it. That must have been, frightening.
He was furious. He ripped his report up into shreds.
You look so happy about that.
He was so cute, just being angry over the fact that he's going to die soon.
Incidentally, I had to request another copy to file as evidence. Bothersome, sure, but when I performed without complaint.
Walkie's at an age where he's hard to control when he loses his temper.
At an age? You guys are getting married. There's no age for this.
Of course, that little bit of instability is so cute.
Great, now he sounds like a psychopath.
I'll teach him, he said. He took one of the family's pistols.
Was there something about this? Weapon left at the crime scene. 2 rounds were fired. Fingerprints were wiped.
And you already know what happened that night. I just don't see how anyone but Walkie could have done it. Poor Miss Tiala, I can't imagine what it would be like in her position.
I'm a little more concerned for her fiancé. Why would she testify against him like this? I guess we'll just keep pressing.
I'll teach him, I said.
Or he said, and he took one of our family's pistols.
So it's easy to take a pistol out from the house? Not really. I think there's a system in place to limit access. But Walkie's a special case, being next in line.
Perhaps his treatment was a bit too special, ja?
Well, maybe he is a bit spoiled. I hear he got amazing presents for his birthdays. Last year was a switchblade made out of chewing gum and a chocolate gravestone. That's awesome. I want a chocolate gravestone.
Sounds like he has a taste for sweets and danger. The point here being that Walkie had access to a pistol. Thank you, Judge. I'm glad you're clarifying things.
And you already know what happened last night.
Or that night. What happened, meaning the murder.
I tried to stop him, I really did. But Walkie wouldn't listen.
Our defendant was nothing if not determined, it seems. Look at me snap my little fingers. The last thing you should do is blame yourself, miss. No, blame yourself. It's all your fault.
I just don't see how anyone but Walkie could have done it.
How can you say that for certain? How? Objection! Ugh, I'm so angsty, gotta hit this wall. Show my anger. Her forehead. You will refrain from badgering the Fraulein. It was the defendant's, Walkie, was it, who took the pistol from his home? We know this for a fact now. I suppose we do. So how could anyone else have used this pistol to shoot the victim? They could not. Simple logic, huh? That does seem to be the case. Does the defense have anything to say regarding this point? Could someone else have used that pistol? There was another. Based on your testimony, there was clearly another. One other person had access to that pistol. What's this? Interesting. Let's ask the defense then. Tell the court who this other person to access the pistol was. Let's see. What I'm confused about is, it's been a little while since I last recorded. I'm confused about if we're talking about when he got shot in the heart, or if we're talking about the recent murder. If we're talking about the recent murder, there's 2 other people that had access to the pistol. Oh shit, I can't go back and check the evidence.
The fingerprints had... Well, Tiala would have had access to it, wouldn't she? Well, of course. I mean, you, Miss Tiala.
What? How dare you say that?
Me? But why? You were quite clear when you told the court. You heard about the pistol from the defendant on that day of the murder. In other words, you knew what he was planning. Let me get this straight. You intend to tell us that this lady stole the pistol from her fiancé? And killed a man in cold blood on his behalf? That's not crazy to think of. I've heard of people doing strange things for love, but this... It does seem a bit unfathomable, to be sure. I'm all for romance and supporting your partner in life, to be sure. But I think I would hesitate at murder, except if it was you, Apollo. You'd be an easy one to murder. Mr. Judge, should you really say that? I'd squash you like a bug, you filth. I hope you do more than hesitate. But what if a different connection could be proven? A connection between the witness and the... Oh, we're going to talk about the medical records, aren't we? Between the witness and the victim. We might find that she had a personal motive beyond wanting to help her fiancé. That would put things in a slightly different light. What possible connection are you suggesting here?
You know what I'm starting to think? I'm starting to think that the police never looked inside that safe.
I have evidence showing a connection between the witness, Miss Tiala, and the victim. The ramen bowl. She had really bad ramen that day, and she just shot him up like 8 times. She's like, I can't even take this anymore. It was too salty. No, the checkup report, right? This is the one? Yes, we have 2 different pieces of paper. Yeah, there we go. That looks like a medical chart. Wow, I have amazing eyesight if I can see that from all the way up here. Found inside a safe at the Maractus Clinic. I'd like to draw the court's attention to the names written on the chart. What? Miss Tiala, why is your name on this chart? Well, care to explain the meaning of this, Miss Tiala? I'm not sure what you mean. Oh god, she's activating bitch mode. Bitch mode activate. I'm not sure what you mean by meaning, Mr. Justice. Our warm little fiancé just froze over. I was on staff at the clinic until half a year ago. It was boring, so I quit. What are you, Black Knight? That's all. Is there a problem with that? Look at that. Oh, God. Miss Tiala, you justified that you had no connection to the victim. And I don't now. Now? I quit half a year ago, didn't I? So there's no connection. Let me guess, you're that kind of guy who can't rest until he knows every last detail of his girlfriend's past. Am I right? That's not true at all. Why, I embrace the ones I love. Okay. No one cares, Mr. Judge. Please just stop talking for a little bit. There's a connection now. There's no connection now. Doesn't fly in a court of law. Doesn't fly? She's one tough nut. She probably feels right at home with the Katakis. You left your job at the Maractus Clinic, true. But you remain connected somehow. Very well, Mr. Justice. Show us evidence that proves the witness is still connected to the Maractus Clinic. That she is still connected? Oh, it's the slippers, isn't it? Slippers used by patients at the Maractus Clinic. Or was it her shoes? No, it's the clinic sandals, isn't it? Or the slippers. Well, I suppose I could see... Her forehead, this trial you think you've found, it doesn't lead to the truth. Nor to a long career in the legal profession, Ja? Gee, thanks. Perhaps you'll allow me to do the honors. Why not? It might be nice for a change if the prosecutor said something. Most excellent. Let's rock! I love this dude. He's literally Dante. Let's rock! Jackpot! Helm splitter. I'll take the usual penalty next time, thanks. Very well, Mr. Justice, try again. Show us evidence that proves the witness is still connected to the Maractus Clinic.
Is there something I'm missing here?
The lamp. It's the lamp.
Walkie's checkup. Can I check it again? It won't even let me look at the whole thing. Would it be the other shoes? Because I thought they were both hers. I thought... Oh, does it want us to present... Okay, yeah, because we found the sandals there. The flip-flops, or whatever you want to call them. The slippers were in the park. These were actually in the clinic. Please be right. Thank God. These sandals were found in the Maractus Clinic lobby. They're yours, aren't they?
Actually, they're mine. Give me those back.
Well, who knows? I'm sure there's lots of people with those sandals. So sorry, Fraulein, but your act isn't working. He's so awesome. Your moment of hesitation just now cost you. What's with you? I thought you were on my side. Perhaps you are unaware that toes leave toe prints. A simple analysis of these and sandals will reveal all. Well, now we see your true colors. I was wrong to cooperate with you from the beginning. I just wanted you to help get Walkie back on the straight and narrow.
This court thinks you need to worry less about Walkie and more about yourself.
I love how the judge personifies himself as the entirety of the court.
I have mind control over every single person in the jury.
It sounds as though we need to hear a bit more about your story. Your sandals were found in the entrance to the clinic, which means you went there on the day of the murder.
Murder?
Well, there's little point in denying it.
Very well, the witness will tell us about the visit. Why did you go to the Maractus Clinic that day?
I did go to the clinic that day, my first time in half a year, since I quit in January. I went to warn him after all. I knew Walkie had the pistol. The doctor always was a timid man, too timid to admit his own mistake. Why else would I have gone? I'm not hiding any dark secrets. I wanted to tell him to be careful as an old friend.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. By mistake, you mean? The mistake we heard about from the defendant. The botched operation.
He was timid, small man, but I never wished him harm. I just thought I should let him know, you know?
That does make sense.
Yes, but there's still one thing, which does not.
What's that, Prosecutor Gavin?
These sandals left in the lobby, of course. I would look bitchin' in these sandals. Sambles? Yeah, that's a new word, sambles. Scrambled eggs and sandals in one. That's an award-winning idea? Not really. We can assume she wore these sandals in the clinic, Ja. Then why did she not wear them home? If it were me, I would have worn them home.
I would have worn these sandals home, too.
So why were the sandals left behind? He pointed out the contradiction before me. There's probably a good explanation for this, right, Miss Tiala? Say, for instance, there happened to be a similar pair of sandals which you wore home by mistake. Oh, what are you plotting? What are you plotting now, mister? Actually, that's right. I'm impressed, Mr. Gavin. Oh, it's nothing. There is, after all, no other possible explanation, Ja Forehead. Oh, what the? No fair! He's filling the holes in her testimony.
The defense may begin the cross-examination.
The Maractus Clinic. I did go to the clinic that day, my first time in half a year since I quit in January. I went to warn him after all. I knew Walkie had the pistol. The doctor always was a timid man, too timid to admit his own mistake. Why else would I have gone? I'm not hiding any dark secrets. I wanted to tell him to be careful as an old friend. There's no way she went to that clinic just to warn him.
Do you know why she went, Apollo?
Time to figure out what really happened at that clinic and fast.
Apollo, are you even listening to me? You didn't even look at me when I'm talking to you.
I did go to the clinic that day. My first time in... Okay, yeah. Since she quit in January. I went to warn him after all. I knew Walkie had the pistol. The doctor was always a timid man. Too timid to admit his own mistake. Why else would I have gone? I'm not hiding any dark secrets. I wanted to tell him to be careful as an old friend. I can't think of a reason right now. Around what time did you go to the clinic? I don't remember exactly, but it was after 9:30, I think. And that was after the first time you had contacted Dr. Maractus in half a year. Of course it was. He wasn't the kind of boss you made friends with. So why did you go to the clinic that day? I went to warn him after all. I knew Walkie had the pistol.
Hold it!
Did you want Dr. Maractus to run away? Well, after I failed to stop Walkie, I thought that was the only other way to avoid the problem. Couldn't you have called? Why go in person? I called several times that evening, but no one was in.
The victim was busy driving home until after 9 p.m. that night, remember? This was proven by the smear yesterday, Ja.
I thought if I warned him, he would run away for sure, knowing the doctor. The doctor is always a timid man, too timid to admit his own mistake. I doubt I'm going to get any information out of this one, but whatever. You mean the act of malpractice on Walkie, correct? If he had just told Walkie the truth in the beginning, none of this would have happened.
True, that operation was the start of this whole affair.
Oh, of course. If he'd told him, he might have been erased by the Katakis much earlier.
A disturbing thought. We know that the Maractus Clinic had ties to the Kataki family. He possibly couldn't have gone to the police even if he wanted to.
That's why I knew I had to warn him.
Why else would you have gone? I'm not hiding any dark secrets.
Can I actually use this ring up here? I don't see it glowing or anything. So I don't think we can use it, like, whenever we want. It has to light up specifically. Because I have no command to be able to use it. You're not hiding any dark secrets, huh?
No, I don't want to...
No! Oh, fine, whatever.
No dark secrets, huh?
What? Look at me however you want, Mr. Justice. You won't find a thing.
She's hiding something, I know it. I must have some evidence that proves it, too.
You're free to think whatever you like. I went to that clinic with only one thought in mind. I wanted to tell him to be careful as an old friend.
Alright, hold on. I want to look at this evidence again real quick.
I can't think of any straight contradictions so far.
But then you'd be betraying Walkie, wouldn't you?
No, I did it for him, for us.
She went to warn him so that her fiancé would not have to commit such a crime, Ja.
I didn't want them to take my Walkie away.
There's no way she went to that clinic just to warn him.
You know why she went. Do you know why she went, Apollo?
Time to figure out what really happened at that clinic and fast.
I did go to the clinic that day, my first time in half a year since I quit in January.
Oh, you know what? It has something to do with the room. Present. Okay, let's take a look. There's the bullet. I can't prove that came from her, though. But no, that lines up, because if she had the ability to get the gun, and she went into the clinic to shoot it... Oh, yeah, it's the bullet, isn't it? Totally 100%. Please? Please? Oh, no. This evidence, I'm just talking out of my ass now. Yes, you are, Mr. Apollo. Oh, is that okay? No, it's not. I'm afraid I'll have to penalize you. I'll just shoot you with a gun. There you go.
What else would it be? I know I have to find the reason. I mean, the only other thing I could think of that even relates to her whatsoever is if I represent the slippers or the chart with her name on it again. And the slippers don't really make much sense because we've already kind of covered that up, so the only thing I can think of is present the chart again? Maybe on this statement's better. I think. Here's the chart.
Oh, yes, it worked! Yes! This chart was found inside its safe in the doctor's office.
Yes, so what?
Why would this one chart be in that safe? Miss Tiala, you know why it was, don't you? Mind filling me in? Dr. Maractus didn't have the leisure of making mistakes. That's why he wrote up a false report and kept the truth locked away. Bad air, Doctor. Doctor. and this is where you come in, Miss Tiala. Look at that, like, I don't really care, really. The nurse who filed this chart was you, which means you knew about Walkie's failed operation. Interesting. You were in the same position as Dr. Maractus. Kind of makes it hard to claim no connection, doesn't it? You're bold for a novice, I'll give you that. Mr. Justice, you must know, I was only a nurse. The doctor is responsible for the chart's contents. Oh, this chart business seems to be quite important. Please amend your testimony accordingly. Too bad, little attorney. Satan! I forgot that was Apollo's ring activating. I thought she's like, you will suffer through 1,000 burnings in the 9th circle of hell. Are there even 9 circles? I don't remember how many there are. My bracelet's reacting again.
What's it, Apollo? Is your arm dildo vibrating?
I felt my bracelet vibrate just now.
Your bracelet?
Just like yesterday, like you said. When a witness is unsure of something, their nervous habit gives them away.
But I can't see anything, Apollo.
Huh? Then what's my bracelet reacting to?
Wait, maybe... Yes, that has to be it.
What has to be it?
Your senses, Apollo. It must be sharper than mine.
Huh?
I can't see it, but you can sense it.
I don't know about that, Trucy. I don't have some kind of special power or anything. Yeah, my Mayan or my Aztec bracelet is telling me about the future.
Listen to me, Apollo. There's a weak point somewhere on Miss Tiala's testimony. But we don't know what her true nervous habit is.
Well, then what do we do?
You have to perceive it yourself, Apollo, with your eyes and your senses.
Then it's up to me and my bracelet. Just chucks at her. Hooah! I solved the problem. Just knocked out cold. Well, she can't say she's not guilty, so I guess guilty. That'd be amazing. I don't know why, but the bracelet helps. Somehow touching it keeps me in focus. Let's give it a shot and bring down that testimony. Huh. Sharingan! Why would I? That's a lie. Oh, I can move this around now. Neat. Oh, she's moving her ring. That's it. That has to... Is it when she's moving the ring or when she's not moving the ring? Here again. Why would I? Okay, she's not... Okay, it's this part. Alright, there we go. It's because she's playing with her ring now. Gotcha! That's a new one. I like it. Whoa, look at this Castlevania world background. Why go to the clinic for a half-a-year-old chart now, you ask? But you know why you would go now, don't you? I don't know what you're talking about. It's quite clear, Miss Tiala. You have a nervous habit. The moment you said the word now, you used your right thumb and fiddled with your ring. What? She was unsure, I saw it. Now, that's the key word. The chart wasn't a part of your past. It was a clear and present threat. That's ridiculous. Why, if that were the case, I would have had 6 months to do something about it. Indeed. Which means something happened quite recently. Something to make that chart a problem for you now. I've got her on the ropes, now I can feel it. And he does a pile driver off the rope. The judge is just yelling and commentating in the background. Oh, Apollo Justice goes in again. Oh, god damn it, he takes out a chair. Time to strike the killing blow. Time to strike the killing blow with evidence. Miss Tiala, there's no use. Wait, Miss Tiala, there's no use trying to hide it. The chart became a threat to you now because of this. Is it finally the bullet?
Is it the bullet now? I hope it's the bullet. Is it the bullet?
Because of what?
Oh, come on.
The eyes of a hawk and the brain of a toad.
Ribbit, I mean, Ack. I can't lose this now. Toad brain one more time. This chart was a part of the past. It was a clear and present threat.
That's ridiculous. Why, if that were the case, I would have had 6 months to do something about it.
Indeed.
Huh?
Which means something happened quite recently. Something to make that chart a problem for you now. Miss Tiala, there's no use trying to hide it. The chart became a threat to you now because of this. What could this be? What could that be? Oh, you know what it was? The checkup port is more recent. Or the checkup report. Yeah, that has to be it. Please, please, please. Yes. A health checkup report belonging to the defendant. The Katakis are trying to get out of the business. The health and checkup this month was their first ever. What did you think when you heard about this?
Nothing. Why should I think anything?
Oh, I would think that you were positively beside yourself. Beside, you were afraid. You knew that Walkie's chest x-ray would reveal the bullet. Oh, I just said the bullet on my own. A full half year passed since the operation. You thought you were home free. When the chart came back to haunt you. Feathers. Oh, is that ever a little, like, chest feather thing? She just frozen in time? Zawarldo, says Apollo. That's all, Your Honor. What? What just happened? Did you see that? Did he just stop time? Did the witness just admit to lying? I sensed it. There was a great aura emanating from her forehead. Very cool. I love this prosecutor. So far, I mean, Edgeworth, I think, is always going to be at the top for everyone just because he was the first. He was always there. But so far, in order, I mean, I haven't completed the game yet, but in order, I have to say my favorite prosecutors are probably Edgeworth, this dude, Godo, and then Von Karma. Because I like Godo or Goda, I just don't know how to say his name. But, Von Karma was a weak one for me, and Edgeworth is just always at the top because it's that rivalry, you know? This guy's just super cool. I mean, he's literally like Dante without all of his powers. Look at him, the giant red coat, the weird necklace, his attitude. He's amazing. That's all I'm gonna say about it. He's just awesome. So the lady was lying, oh wait, that was Clavier still talking. So the lady was lying, it seems. That's correct. She said she had no connection to the Maractus Clinic, but her connection was deep indeed, a bit too deep. The Kataki's got a hold of this chart with her name. She'd be finished. Isn't that right, Miss Tiala?
You guessed it.
Order, order! I did it. I did something. It's Trucy, I did something.
Amazing, Apollo. I didn't see it at all. Daddy was right about you.
Wait. Miss Tiala?
It's true, that chart was bad news for me. That's why I went to meet the doctor that day. But that's all, I swear. No lies, I'd never lie. Lying is bad and stuff. I told him about Walkie and went home.
Ugh. It appears this cross-examination is far from over. What? She hid the truth from us, this is clear, yet it's not clear that this truth has anything to do with the case in hand. Huh. Very well, the witness will add this to her testimony, and we'll have a bit more cross-examination. I was so close.
You're still close. Keep on her, Apollo. Nothing happened at all. I warned him and left.
What about the bullet? Seriously, what about the bullet? Are we just never going to mention that? Can I just present this now? It seems like a pretty good time. Mr. Apollo, could you please stop pulling out a bullet? Objection!
Yes, finally. You will be ruined. You say nothing happened in the doctor's office. I disagree. Take a look at this.
What's that? It looks like a squished up ball of clay. Kind of like you, actually.
This bullet was found in the Maractus Clinic office, but no, actually, it's flat like you. Something did happen in that office, Miss Tiala. Enough of this joking around. The police have investigated the clinic. Oh yeah, Apollo's theme. Let's go. Yes, I love this theme so much. I know it's really, really simple, but it has to be my favorite so far. But this was stuck inside the doctor's safe. I'd never seen that one from Clavier before. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's new. He does have a distressed animation. My sweat. I just can't stop. Inside the safe.
I guess the police didn't check that far.
But there is a problem. How can you say that that bullet was fired on that day? Weren't you the one who explained the rifling marks to us? I probably shouldn't have done that now. The pistol was taken from the Kataki mansion that day. If the marks on this bullet match the murder weapon, then that proves a firearm was discharged in that office on the day of the murder. Not bad, Air Forehead. Bailiff, have this bullet analyzed immediately. 30 minutes later, a report arrives. The rifling marks on both bullets are identical. Well, seems as though the bullet is in the safe was fired from the murder weapon. Perhaps the defense would like to state their position? The bullet in that safe proves one fact. A pistol was fired in the office that day. And at the time of the firing, the safe was open. The safe which contained the top secret chart. You think someone was threatening Dr. Maractus? Judge, please, just stay up, stay on par with us, please. That's all I want from you. In order to open the safe? Only one person was in a position to do such a thing. Our witness, Alita Tilia. Order, order, order! Mr. Justice, where are you going with this? Are you accusing the witness? Alita Tilia knew about Waki, Kataki's botched operation. She got engaged to him without telling him about it. As long as that bullet remained in his chest, his days were numbered. What if she married him and then the bullet finally reached its destination? What? That reminds me. Apparently the Katakis have been asserting themselves in lawful business practices. They're making quite a great deal of money, a fortune if you will. Nefarious, so she planned to marry him just to get her hands on this fortune? Oh, here we come, the breakdown. What? Where'd she go? Where did you put her? What? You keep talking trash about my Alita, and I'll sue you, lawyer man. Me? Yeah, you said you'd abuse my Alita. I think you mean accuse. Same difference. Well, you can't have her. She's mine. It was me. I shot the doctor. Me. She left me to die, so I left him to die too. There in that park. What, Waki? Just cool down a sec. Keep your hands off Alita or I'll... Don't tell me this is going in the direction... T? Oh, no. T. Miss Tiala?
I'm sorry, it's been so long since I've laughed so hard.
Something funny?
Waki, wake up and smell reality.
Alita, baby?
The signature on the chart. The engagement. I mean, come on, it's so obvious. Even for a brainless, spoiled brat such as yourself.
Alita? Aw, poor guy. Like, he may be an idiot, but, he's still super hard in love, and that must suck. Your honesty is like a breath of foul air, Fraulein.
Hey, I wasn't getting out of this clean anyway.
So, the family fortune is what you're really after?
That's right. I wanted the money.
No way, that's whack.
I ain't trying to hear that. You should have done the wedding earlier. Oh well. By the way, can I ask you a question?
Who, me?
I believe you said you were going to abuse me.
Accuse.
Of what crime, might I ask?
Huh?
Oh, I'm a bad girl, sure. I got close to that brat because I wanted his money. But he was the one with the pistol. He could have fired it onto the safe after I'd already left at the clinic.
What?
I would never do a thing like that. It was definitely that silly brat.
Wait, but...
What are you talking about? I'm here to wreck you.
Trucy.
You had the most to lose if that chart was found. But I didn't have a pistol, now did I?
Well, you could have taken walkies.
You'd think he'd have mentioned that, no? All I've heard him say is, it was me, I shot him.
That's only because he's trying to protect you. Sorry to intrude in this lovely conversation. But the two of you are forgetting one critical point.
What point?
Wow, that was a different voice for her. Certainly, the Fraulein wanted the chart. You assumed she threatened the doctor into opening that safe, but then... wouldn't she have taken the chart?
Oh, you see? The chart wouldn't have been left in that safe.
He's right. Miss Tiala.
Yes?
It is clear to this court that you are not a very good fiancé. That's your conclusion. You're not a very good fiancé.
Oh, I'm flattered.
Perhaps it's time you told us the truth. Tell us about yourself, including your actions and whereabouts on that day.
Don't forget. We have proven that you were at the Maractus Clinic on the day of the crime.
The Maractus Clinic, too.
Yes, I went to the clinic that day to speak to the doctor. I wanted that chart, but I failed to get it, so I went back to the clinic later. In any case, I didn't shoot him. You don't even have proof I stole that pistol, do you? And that brat was spotted in the park at the moment of the crime. Frankly, I don't think it matters if Dr. Maractus was shot in the temple or not.
Oh, such a weak testimony. Such a weak testimony. I don't know what to say, though, honestly, even though I'm calling it super weak. We'll check back later.
The chart was dangerous, you understand. I needed to get rid of it, that's why I went that day.
But you couldn't get the chart then, could you?
And later that night, Dr. Maractus was shot. I heard about the shooting and waited a day, but then I had to go back. No easy feat with the cops all over the place.
Ah, that was you? Thump. Oh, she's the one that jumped out the window. Okay.
Apollo, that sound, it came from behind this door.
Someone's in there. A break-in. They let through that window. So you were the burglar.
That was you two? If only I had one more minute.
Then I could have opened that safe and gotten the chart.
What? That's trespassing and brazen at that.
Oh, this is a trial for trespassing now besides.
Her head is like twitching in every single direction.
You can't blame a girl for wanting to protect herself. They are gangsters, you know.
In any case, Mr. Justice, your cross-examination.
Admitting the little crime to avoid the big one, huh?
Maractus Clinic 2.
Well, let's see if I have any questions about this one. Yes, I went to the clinic that day to speak to the doctor. I wanted that chart, but I failed to get it, so I went back to the clinic later. In any case, I didn't shoot him. You don't have proof. That brat was spotted in the park at the moment of the crime. Frankly, I don't think it matters if...
This is the statement that hit me hard. Like, I'm curious about this one.
The doctor was shot in the right temple, yes? So it seems.
Let's review the facts again, Oh, wow, I was right to question this.
If the killer was shot from this location, the bullet would have struck our victim square on the forehead. However, the entry wound was in the right temple.
Yes, we heard the testimony on this yesterday.
At the time of the shooting, the witness was standing here. Just before the gun was fired, he shouted. The victim turned his head to look and was shot. But that testimony was proven to be a lie. our egregious panty snatcher, Mr. Stickler, did witness the crime. But he was standing to the north, next to the trash can, where he tossed the panties. If Mr. Stickler shouted from this location, the bullet couldn't hit his right temple. Silly, silly attorney. What? Do you remember what you had for breakfast that morning? Do you remember, Trucy? I always have a glass of milk for breakfast. It's not breakfast, Trucy. Get some waffles, some bacon and eggs, some, like, human blood or something. You need nutrition in your system. What matters is one thing. The doctor was shot in his right temple. If that's the case, there can only be one explanation. The panties guy was mistaken. But his location was proven. You can't write that off as him being mistaken. Oh, everyone's bashing on everything. Can you stop hitting my court? Jesus Christ, I have all the holes from Phoenix yelling and punching things. If our car was whipped, there's whip marks all over the place. I have to spend 3 hours cleaning this goddamn court every day. Like, it must be frustrating. It must be really frustrating. Why don't you show proof? Wait, show. I didn't actually read that line. Show you what? Must I explain everything? Very well, let's recap. If the witness panties guy was standing to the north, then where was the shooter standing? From what location did the killer shoot the victim? But wait, if the witness was standing there, how could anyone shoot the victim? Right in the temple. Or in the right temple. I merely laid out the facts for us. It's up to the one possessing the shiny forehead to show us. If you can, that is. Walkie-talkie was standing at the killer mark. Wesley Stickler at the witness mark. And of course, Pal Maractus at the victim mark. Let's hear what the defense has to say. Where was the killer standing when they shot the victim? She was standing someplace else, wasn't she? Because there's a shoe mark. Let's see. She was at the witness mark. That wouldn't make sense. I want to say someplace else. As the facts stand now, we can't explain this crime without contradicting ourselves at some point. But I know why. The real killer shot from an entirely different location. What are you talking about? I don't see any other place. Apparently, Mr. Justice does. Let's hear it. Where in the park did the killer shoot the victim from? Objection. It's time to raise the roof. And the stakes. Damn, he's so cool. Penalties are such frightening things, don't you think? But what if they were a bit more terrifying? Did I get this wrong? Like so. Oh my god, double penalty! Her forehead wishes to take us in a new direction. He must be ready for the con- You can't just change the amount of health I lose? What are you doing? It's not fair. Why? I mean, you're really cool, and I admire you, and I think you're the coolest guy in this series so far, but stop. Challenge accepted. It's justice time. Are you sure, Apollo? This is getting kind of stupid. The key is the witness. The key is the witness, Mr. Stickler's testimony. If we believe that, and we know where he stood, and the victim turned when he shouted, there's only one place the killer could have been. The killer shot the victim. They were inside the cart, weren't they? Because there was only one footprint outside the cart, so therefore she was in the cart. I would have to believe. But I'm actually going to stop this episode here, even though I know what I was about to do, and I'm going to cut it off here because it's getting kind of long. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm having a ton of fun recording this series. It is so much fun. But if you liked it, please leave a like to show your support. And if you want to become a member of the Dust Brigade today, just leave a subscribe button. That doesn't sound right. That sounds weird. Anyways, have a wonderful day. Riding out.